is good? It's your boy Sam back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be doing a squad builder of 100,000 MT in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Now, before I do this, guys, I do want to say, and this is just me being hopefully helpful for you guys. If you have any free cards, plug them in right away. So I'm just going to list some free cards that if you have, I would plug in. First one, Tyson Chandler. If for some reason you've already grinded your 50 wins, plug him in. Another guy, center position, Roy Hibbert. You got him, plug him in. You got a power forward, Chet. Plug him in. You got Tyrese Halliburton. Plug him in. You got even level 40 like a Jimmy Butler, or let's say level 40 Magic. They make this 100K squad builder. So yes, this is a 100K squad builder. We're looking at budget guys, so any free guys definitely could be helpful. Even like a Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic moments cards, they could be helpful for this type of a squad. Now we're going to start off at the point guard position with Ruby to Patrick Beverly. Now you guys might be like, really, Ty? Here's the deal. When you're looking at point guards for under 10,000 MT, your options are not that many. And so that's the one thing with 2K that I'm not a big fan of this year is there's just really no budget options. Now, yes, it doesn't take that long to get 10,000 MT. So, I mean, I can't necessarily hate on it. And Patrick Beverly can go out there and somewhat compete. But the problem with Pat Bev is he's just so small. Like, I don't hate the card in general. I actually don't mind him at all. He is just so small and it just hurts his value. Defensively, still really solid. Like, I remember when the blocks things forward Chet was going on, people even recommended running Patrick Beverly because he would get you some blocks. So, I mean, look, Pat Bev defensively still going to be okay, even though he definitely is relatively undersized. Under 10,000 MT, can't do much better. Now we're going to spend up on the shooting guard position with the new Amethyst Peyton Watson. 21,000 MT. Like, I couldn't even make a budget video of Peyton Watson because he is still pretty expensive. 21,000 MT, definitely not cheap. But the thing with me and Peyton Watson is this. He does everything at a really high level. Release on quick, not necessarily the best release in the game, but still really solid. Defensively going to get you a lot of stops. And movement-wise with the MJ dribble style, does a lot for you on the court. The best part, in my opinion, about Peyton Watson isn't anything I've mentioned yet, though. The best part, in my opinion, about Peyton Watson is his player model and player build. He's got one of the best player models in the entire game. 6'7", looks like he's 6'9". Arms are just long. He has a wide player build. Card is just absolutely elite. In my opinion, the best part about Peyton Watson is that player model and player build. Running him next to Patrick Beverly, who obviously isn't super tall. Small forward position, we're plugging in another really budget option. This one, Julian Strawther. Another one of those Peyton Watson type of cards. Not the exact same. Obviously, Peyton Watson is better. And that can just do a lot of things on the court at a pretty high level. Now, initially, I did have Brandon Miller plugged in here before I switched to Julian Strawther. I just think Strawther is that little bit better than Brandon Miller. But none of these guys that I've got so far on this squad are guys that blow you away. They don't. You're running Patrick Beverly, Peyton Watson, and Julian Strawther. You guys are probably looking at this like, ew, Ty, are you serious? These are the guys I'm plugging in? But these are your best budget guys in my team right now. I mean, maybe you can blame 2K that there's just not a lot of big name budget guys. But this is who I got right now. Again, if you wanted like a big name type of guy, you could plug Kobe Bryant Amethyst in here, but I'd run Shaq at center. And so I'll talk about that when I get to my center position. But that, if you want a big name type of player, is where I'd go. For now, Peyton Watson, Julian Strawther, they can get the job done. Power forward position. Again, you guys are probably going to be like, ew, gross, but name another one under 10,000 MT. Nicholas Claxton. I don't hate Claxton at all. Three ball is good, can compete defensively. He's just the guy that can hold it down at the power forward position. He's not going to blow you away. He's not, but defensively he is really solid and can just do some things at a decent level. The one part I don't like about Nicholas Claxton would be that release. I'm not a big fan of that release. It's kind of like a wind-up release, just takes a long time to develop. Just not a release I can really get behind. Not to say it's all bad for Claxton, because he is going to do a lot of things on the court for you, but I just think that release, just his ability to shoot the ball is overrated. Why? Because that release is not great. My center, I'm plugging in DeAndre Ayton. Now, with DeAndre Ayton, the reason you could have got him for free in the Inferno set, but the reason I really like DeAndre Ayton is because of that release. It's one of the main reasons at the start of the year I was running the Suns before they traded Ayton and play now, because DeAndre Ayton was so good, has a wide player model, his release so great, and that's the difference between even him and Nicholas Claxton is Claxton's three ball is better, but DeAndre Ayton I'd rather shoot with because of that release. So smooth, so tough to get a contest on because he leans back with it. Now again, if you want to run this duo instead, I'm not necessarily saying I recommend it because I don't. I think the other guys are better. But if you want big name types of players, if you want to run Kobe Bryant and Shaq, I got no issues with it. With this, you're running an inside center. Kind of take that for what it's worth, but just kind of something to think about if you do instead want to. I actually prefer Diamond Shaq to Ayton, so just kind of keep that in the back of your minds. But I do prefer Peyton Watson compared to that Diamond Kobe, probably by the slightest of margins. But just keep that in the back of your mind of a duo that you could possibly run. And if I did have a little more MT, I'd plug in the Kobe and Shaq duo into my bench lineup. But this starting lineup is what I'm going with. Obviously about 70,000 MT for this starting lineup. Ayton's a little pricey. Peyton Watson is a little pricey. The other guys should be relatively cheap. Headline in the bench unit, Jalen Suggs, and I'm just already going to ruin it, Franz Wagner. Until further notice, that duo is always going to be important when we're talking about squad builders because, I mean, budget-wise, there's just not many better options that you have to spend MT on than these two. Now, Jalen Suggs, obviously, last season you could get him for free. And if you got Jalen Suggs for free, run him with Franz, you are going to have a lot of success. Even on the No Money Spent Squad series, I'm trying out some different things, some different combinations, but Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner is a duo that if I need a fourth quarter comeback, I'm not scared to put in. Why? Because they're guys I trust and I know what I'm getting out of them. I'm even running Franz right now without Jalen Suggs. That shows how good he is by himself. Backup shooting guard position, plugging in Herb Jones. One of the cheap, I had to find some really cheap options, and he's one of the cheaper options that I really do like and think highly of. Now again, for Herb Jones here, he's not going to be flashy. He's going to be able to knock down some shots, play decent defense, but there's nothing flashy about his game. It's not like he's going to go out there and be a primary ball handler. That's why I got him alongside Jalen Suggs, who can be that. But he is going to be a guy that can at least hold it down for you and not a guy that you're just going to be like, ew, can you get him off my court? He's going to be a fine guy that you're going to be able to knock down shots and play decent defense with. Do wish Herb Jones had better speed. That is the one maybe negative to the card, but overall, definitely a card you can use and have a lot of success with. Backup power forward position, Kenyon Martin. You've seen a lot of these New Year's resolution cards. Why? It's one of the last sets we got before 2K decided to really up the prices of the quote-unquote budget options. Kenyon Martin, relatively cheap, 10,000 MT. You can pick him up. I think he's like 8,000 MT, same as Pat Bev. Pick him up and just have some success with. Now, yes, you have to evo those cards, which obviously if you don't have them evoed, is going to be relatively annoying. But Kenyon Martin can green shots, plays good defense, just overall is a solid card. Like I even used Kenyon Martin, I think at the start of my No Money Spent Squad series. You guys would have to go fact check me on that. But I'm pretty sure I used him on the start of my No Money Spent Squad series until I started upgrading. Because he's just a guy you can go out there and have success with. Obviously, you do have to evo him, so his 3-ball is better. But just a guy that can hold it down. The power forward position is not a position I'd recommend spending up on. Because even my power forwards, like obviously again, if you have Chet, fantastic. If you have Giannis, fantastic. I'm even running Karl Malone right now. They're just not the most flashy cards, and that's okay. As long as they go out there and do their jobs, which again, just knock down shots, play good defense, that is all you need them to do. At the backup center position, actually a guy I really do like, Sapphire Mitchell Robinson. Basically 4,000 MT, one of the best budget cards in the entire game. Mitchell Robinson can get you stops. He's going to knock down shots at a high level. His release is absolutely fantastic. There's not many great cards for under 5,000 MT. Mitchell Robinson is a great card for that price tag. Is he that much worse than DeAndre Ayton? No. And that's the big thing. You spend 19,000 MT on DeAndre Ayton, and Mitchell Robinson is 90% of DeAndre Ayton for 4,000 MT. So that's the tough part about doing this squad builder is I feel like under 20,000 MT, there's just not that many great guys to plug in. And that's just what makes this difficult. Like all of the great guys in my team, you either have to grind for or spend up on. Like Kyle Korver's good, T-Mac was good, Steph was good, AK was good. But guess what? You have to grind for all those cards. There's just not many budget guys that you can straight away go buy, and it puts everybody in a tough situation. 100,000 MT guys right now in my team as it stands is not that much. So if you have that much MT, I'd recommend, maybe picking up like a Peyton Watson, maybe picking up like a, Suggs Wagner duo. But for the most part, guys, I'd recommend just saving your MT. Get some guys that can run clutch time triple threat while you're saving to build that entire 10-man, because, I mean, guys, it's tough. You guys are seeing some of these cards that I'm not even that big of a fan of, like a Kenyon Martin, Claxton, even Herb Jones at this stage. I don't love those cards, but if you're trying to ball on a budget, you gotta plug some of those guys in. So that's why I'm like, any of the free cards, like even a Luka, even like a Tyrese Halliburton, even like an Embiid, Chet, any of those guys that you can plug in to help your squad out makes a big time difference. That's gonna wrap it up for our video today, guys. Drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.